Okay, today we are going to discuss about the summary and analysis of Acts 5 to 7. Acts 5 to 7. The next few sections will deal with the remaining portions of the Sanskrit drama Abhignana Shakuntala by Kalidasa. So the next few sections is going to be dealing with the remaining portions of the Sanskrit drama. As mentioned earlier, for convenience sake, we have divided the play into two segments. We have already discussed all these things, Acts 1 to 4 and Acts 5 to 7. Let's move on with our summary and analysis without wasting time. The repudiation of Shakuntala. So, repudiation means the act of rejecting or refusing to accept something as true or valid. So, that is going to be in the fifth act. The prelude, that means the introductory part, takes place in Dushyanta's royal palace and begins with the Chamberlain praising king's hard work. Who is this Chamberlain? Is an official who manages the household or affairs of a king, noble or a higher authority. So it's a higher ranking officer. So a Chamberlain is praising the king's hard work in maintaining peace and prosperity in the kingdom and his exemplary behavior in all the things concerned with the welfare of the state and his subjects. So it is very evident that Dushyanta was a good king. So the Chamberlain is praising him for his hard work and also how he maintains peace and prosperity in the kingdom and how good or how good his behavior is. All this is being praised by the Chamberlain. Shakuntala and her entourage. So what is the entourage? A group of people who travel with and support an important person. So Shakuntala didn't come alone. From the hermitage itself, she was sent by other saints. There were other saints who were following her or who were with her. Shakuntala and her entourage appear at the royal palace and wait for an audience with Dushyanta. One of the ascetics, Sangarava, relays means to pass on or transmit information. So he is talking about canvas message and ask him means Dushyanta to accept Shakuntala as his wife. Dushyanta, we already studied about the curse that happened to Shakuntala, right? Yeah, Durvasa Rishi has cursed Shakuntala because when he came, she didn't recognize him. She was totally absorbed in the thoughts of Dushyanta, and because of that, she didn't recognize or she didn't pay attention to Durvasa Rishi, and because of that, he was known for his short-temperedness, and he got angry and he cursed Shakuntala that when she goes to him or when she approaches him, he's not going to remember him no matter how hard she try. Then also Dushyanta is not going to recognize her. Dushyanta, under the influence of the curse, does not remember Shakuntala and refuses to acknowledge her as his wife. Shakuntala tries to prove her claim by presenting the token of recognition. Now, she was trying to make the king remember about his promises by presenting his token. That means that ring. So she was trying to prove her claim by presenting the token of recognition, but realizes instead that she has lost it. So when she tried to present that ring, at that time she understood that that ring is no more with her. She had already lost the ring. Dushyanta casts doubt on Shakuntala's virtuosity. Now Dushyanta is casting doubt on Shakuntala's virtuosity. Virtuosity means her qualities, her character. So he is doubting her character because she told about the ring and now she is not able to present it. And honestly tells the accompanying ascetics to take her back with them. Now Dushyanta is asking the ascetics who accompanied Shakuntala to take her back. The ascetics, however, refuse to take her back, saying that if she is lying, she will be a stain on canvas honor. Stain means a mark or a spot. So she is going to be a stain on a canvas honor if she is lying, and therefore cannot be allowed to go back. And if she is indeed speaking the truth, then she must be with her husband. Even it means living in a servitude to him. Servitude means living like a servant. Shakuntala is thus left stranded. So stranded means left in a place without help or way to live. So that means she is stuck there and alone with no one by her side. So now nobody is supporting her and cries for Mother Earth, Darthi Mada, to open up and swallow her. Or now she is crying to her Mother Earth to swallow her completely. Not three important issues here. We have to understand three important issues that women were facing at that time. When you read this portion or when you are studying these portions, you should understand that at that time, these three issues were prominent there. What are the issues? Number one, women's position in society, a notion of honor, similarity between this episode and a similar scene from another famous epic. So these three things we are going to discuss further. What are they? Number one, women's position in society. At that time, how was a woman considered in the society? All through the years, whenever we study history, we can see this thing where women struggling in the society about her position. So here again, you can see the same situation. The notion of honor. Three, the similarity between this particular episode and a similar scene from another famous epic. Women were positioned in the safekeeping of their father or the husband. So women were positioned in the safekeeping of their father or the husband, as it is clear from the various references in the text. So either she should be under the custody of her father or she should be under the custody of her husband. Secondly, if a woman were not married conventionally, as is the case with Shakuntala, and the husband refused to acknowledge her, then she would be a stain on the honor of the father. So, if a woman is not married and she is pregnant, then she is going to be a stain on the honor of the father. The husband can accept or he can refuse. It's up to him. Thirdly, Sita in the Ramayana is faced with a similar situation. So the Sita in the epic Ramayana, again, she also is facing the similar situation when a washerman, that is a dhobi, is casting aspersions. What is aspersions means? Damaging or false remarks that attack someone's character or a reputation. On her chastity, on her return from Lenga. So when she came, he started to say she is not sexually pure. So that aspersion was upon Sita. So the same situation is now happening with her also, Shakuntala also. Shakuntala is pregnant and the king is not willing to accept that. And it's a big problem, right? If the king is not willing to accept, that means the king is not acknowledging that he is the father of the child that is in the womb of Shakuntala. That's a big problem. Finally, the king's priest comes up. So please keep these three things in your mind. Women's position in society, notion of honor, similarity between this particular episode and a similar scene from another epic that we already discussed. Finally, the king's priests come up with a solution to let her remain in the king's palace till she gives birth. And should the child she bear be the son prophesied to Dushyanta. So the high priest, he is a good guy, right? He is bringing a good solution. Sometimes when there is a problem, it always depends upon the solution. Sometimes we may not be able to find a complete solution, but we can find alternatives, right? So the high priest coming here and is bringing an alternative solution. So he is telling to the king, don't send her back, let her remain in the king's palace till she gives birth. And should the child she bear be the son prophesied, King Bharata to Dushyanta. So there is a prophecy. So we cannot find exactly who said this prophecy or when it was spoken. Nothing is being said over there or in the text, but it's been understood that there is a prophecy. Everybody knows there is a prophecy about a future king by the name Bharata. So, if the child is becoming a king like Bharata, or okay, the prophecy. So the king, the king high priest was telling, uh, let the child, okay, let she deliver a baby, and if the child, if the son is like the king Bharata, in the sense like if he's getting a good ruler, that's a an indication that she is telling the truth. Then Shakuntala may be accepted as his lawful wife. Then Shakuntala may be accepted as his lawful wife. 1 second. Oh my God. Just give me a second. Then. Okay, done. Yeah. Then Shakuntala may be accepted as his lawful wife and take her rightful place by his side. No sooner do the ascetics, high priest and Shakuntala leave that the high priest rushes back to Dushyanta. So as soon as the ascetics, high priest and Shakuntala leave, the high priest rushes back to Dushyanta and tells him how as Shakuntala wept. As Shakuntala wept, a bright light in the form of a woman from the Apsara pool came and took Shakuntala with her. So we already studied that Shakuntala's mother was an Apsara called Menaka. So she was taken by a Apsara to an Apsara pool or a bright light in the form of a woman, and she was taken to the Apsara pool. Dushyanta dismisses the whole affair. Even though he had such a supernatural, he heard about such a supernatural thing, he is dismissing everything. Yet he feels a strange sensation of missing something and a poignant ache. Poignant ache means he is feeling a deep pain, or he does not know what is right and what is wrong, but he is feeling a deep emotional pain. Sometimes it happens, right? We do not know what is right or what is wrong. Should we take this decision or that decision? But within our heart, we feel like, okay, this is the right thing to do. So Dushyanta also feeling that pain in his heart. And it seems like he is validating Shakuntala's pain. Next act, so that act is over. Next act, act 6, separation from Shakuntala. The prelude, again the introductory part, informs us about a fisherman who has been found with the lost royal king, originally given to Shakuntala. Now, the lost royal king is with whom? Is with the fisherman. The guards or soldiers or law enforcers accuse him of stealing the ring. But he claims to have found it in the stomach of a fish he caught. The fisherman's innocence is proven once Dushyanta sees the ring and rewards the man for finding it. Dushyanta then remembers Shakuntala, their marriage, and his promise to bring her to his palace. So now, as soon as he saw the ring, he is remembering everything. He is ashamed of his behavior. Dushyanta is ashamed of his behavior and cannot figure out why his memory lapsed at that particular moment. So, means his memory was not active. So, he is wondering what happened to my memory. When Shakuntala came, I was there. We were together. She became pregnant because of Dushyanta. All that happened, and still also he couldn't remember her, and he is confused about that. How his memory didn't serve him properly. He is distraught. Distraught means he is extremely worried about his about how he repudiated, how he rejected Shakuntala and the cruel ways in which he doubted her. He completely doubted her. His sorrow at having lost his beloved is so severe that he orders the cancellation of the celebration of the spring festival. So there is a spring festival. There was a spring festival supposed to happen, but he ordered its cancellation. He said no need to celebrate it because he was broken with sorrow because of his character. He did not know why he acted in that manner, but we know the reason is because of the curse that she received. Dushyanta tries to recreate his first encounter with Shakuntala by painting it and conversing with the painting. So he was trying to recreate everything by painting it. Now he is able to remember. Madhavya laments how the king has become. So Madhavya is a friend of Menaka, the Apsaras. Laments means she is crying. How the king has become so despondent. How the king has become so despondent means feeling very sad that he has lost all vitality. He has lost all his vitality means there is no energy, no strength, and no liveliness. He is totally, you know, broken. Meanwhile, Misrakesi, sorry, Madhavya is actually the king's, the one who is with the king. That's Madhavya. Now, not Apsara. Meanwhile, Misrageshi is the friend of Shakuntala's mother Manaka, which is an Apsaras. Quietly observe Dushyanta's behavior. Now, Misrageshi is observing Dushyanta's behavior, finding his remorse genuine. Remorse. Remorse means his guilt or his regret. She understood that his regret is genuine. She goes back to the Apsara pole to report her findings to Shakuntala. Now Shakuntala is in the Apsara pole. Even as Dushyanta is racked with remorse. Racked means severely affected or troubled by something. He is severely affected with remorse. But at the same time, he deals with the matters of the state and is approached with the problem of solving the inheritance rights of a rich merchant who dies without a legal heir. See, even though he by himself is going through all these trouble, he is not failing to perform his duties as a king. He deals with the matters of the state and is approached with the problem of solving the inheritance rights of a rich merchant who dies without a legal heir. So there is a rich merchant, he died, but he died without a legal heir. Now, what is supposed to happen? The merchant's wealth is said to be appropriated by the royal treasury. So, since there is no legal heir, the merchant's wealth has supposed to go to the royal treasury. But Dushyanta asked for the wealth to be given one of the merchant's pregnant wife. So, even though there was no legal heir, it was supposed to go to the treasury. But still, Dushyanta was a good king, and he said, "Let it go to one of the merchant's pregnant wife." Thereby ensuring that the child to be born is not left penniless, means he will have money to survive. Dushyanta feels bad for he is feeling remorse for himself. Dushyanta feels bad for his ancestors as he himself is without any issue. I'll just explain it. Dushyanta feels remorse, sad because he has no son to continue the family line. In traditional belief, ancestors depend on descendants to perform rituals for their peace. Since Dushyanta has no heir, he feels his ancestors will be left without offerings and rituals. Dusyanta's sadness is due to his duty towards his ancestors, as having no son means those rites may not be performed. That's all this sentence is talking. As he himself without any issue, which will leave them without anyone to perform sacred rites and rituals. This adds to his misery and he faints. So when there is so much misery, when we are not able to take too much pain, what happens? We may faint, right? If somebody he has got into some trouble and something happened, if the pain is too much, what will happen? Our body will shut down and we may fall down. Sometimes people may die also, right? Sometimes when we hear immediate news or heart-breaking news of something that not supposed to happen, people die, right? People are heartbroken. So here the pain, Dushyanta is not able to take it, and he faints because he's already troubled with whatever he done with the Shagundala, and also he's thinking about himself, and he is also performing the duties as a king. This adds to his misery and he faints. On walking, Dushyanta learns that some invisible entity is threatening Madhavya. Who is entity? Entity means a separate person or an object. Here it is all about maybe a spirit threatening Madhavya. Now, Madhavya is his court jester or close companion of Dushyanta. As he rushes to save his friend, so his character is again been revealed. So he is rushing to save his friend. What happened? It is revealed that the entity is Mathali. So it is not a bad spirit or something like that. It is Mathali. Who is Mathali? Yeah, as the Mathali is the Lord Indra's charioteer. So Mathali is Lord Indra's charioteer, who on seeing a dejected Dushyanta devises this plan to rouse him into action. Now you can see people from the heaven, or all people, or the people, not only the story is not only happening within this earth, it is also happening, or the gods are also actively participating in this drama. So that is the one of the character of the Sanskrit drama. In a Greek drama, it says that unity of place, it should be happening at only one place. But for this story, since it's a Sanskrit drama, it is happening in the earth at the same time, and gods are also involved. The god Indra, what is he? He is wanting him to see. Mathali is requesting Dushyanta on fight behalf of the gods against demons. So a human is asked to fight against the demons. The demons are trying to destroy Indra. So Dushyanta readily agrees and they leave on Indra's chariot. So what is here we read? As he rushed to save his friend, it is revealed that the entity is Mathali, Lord Indra's charioteer, who on seeing a dejected Dushyanta devises this plan to rouse him into action. So now the very purpose of Mathali is to do what? Is to roast Dushyanta. Dushyanta is totally, he is so worried, and he has fainted and he's in a trouble. So he wanted to rouse him into action. So he is requesting Dushyanta to fight against the demons in the favor of gods. And the demons are trying to destroy gods. Dushyanta readily agrees and leave on Indra's chariot. Now the Indra's chariot was there. So on that chariot, Dushyanta left to Indra's place. Now, next act is Shakuntala's prosperity, which we will discuss on next class. Keep studying. Okay.